Kia ora people, this is a little video around identifying the aims of your research. So I'm going to make these videos because I haven't got time to write, so you're going to have to deal with that. In this section of your geography research, you've got to have a section called identifying the aims of the plan. Identifying the aims of your research. And what you've got to talk about is the idea that what you're looking at is a hypothesis that people's views on coastal erosion change depending on where they live. And you're going to go to three locations. You're going to go to West End, Auchorpe, and Coastlands. Now, both those places, all three of those places are a little bit different. West End is a little bit higher up. If you know, in the corner there, you've got some property that's well above sea level up on the hill. Auchorpe is a little bit flatter. Maximum height above sea level is probably about 7 meters there. And a lot of the properties are within 50 meters of the sea. And then Coastlands is a little bit different also, because it's further, the property is further away from the sea, it's higher up, and some of the properties in Coastlands are up to 20 meters above sea level. So what you've got to talk about in this part here is ensuring that you understand that the closeness of people from the beach, the height above sea level, will influence how worried or concerned they are about coastal erosion. And what you're going to research is what are the beaches like in all three locations. Is the beach profile steep, okay, or is it flat? Now, if it's flat or shallow, then obviously the sea can come further up, and places are more vulnerable in a way to coastal erosion. Beaches that are steeper, people will be less worried potentially because they feel that they're higher up, away from the sea. So you're gonna find out about why are people concerned about coastal erosion. You're gonna research if they are concerned about coastal erosion. You're gonna research about how high people are above sea level, or how far they are away from the sea. Does that influence people's concerns? And generally, what are people's concerns around coastal erosion? Now, in this, once you've done that, you can start talking about some of the things that are going on and particularly unique about our geographical location. And that's that, Whakatane is mostly only about 5 meters above sea level. So it might be that people are more heightened or concerned about this. I'm going to put some resources into making the plans section that will show you some graphics around the projections of sea level rise in the Whakatane district and the potential for floods in the next sort of 30 to 40 years for places that are quite low lying and close to the sea. More vulnerable to sea level rise. So in this, you've got to set the scene. So you've got to talk about what your research hypothesis is, what your hunch is, if people are concerned about erosion, why they're concerned, and you're going to tell us about your hunches, and then from there you're going to talk about some of the unique environment we have, how high or low places are above sea level, how close people are to the sea, obviously coastal erosion through sea level rise, and then tsunami threats as well. So those are the things you should be writing into this section. And it's just an overview to show that you know what you're researching, why you're researching it, what you hope to find out, and what your hunch or your thinking might be about your hypothesis, that people's perception maybe does change. And your hunch, and you can say it here in your introduction in this part, which is, I do think that people's views might change according to where they live about coastal erosion. People that are closer to the sea might be a little bit more worried, and why? People that are higher up and further away from the sea might be a little less worried, and that might be reflected in your research that you find out, information you find out when you do your research. Kia ora.